from the Lakeside Newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
Details about the Henrico school system's new budget, what today's COVID-19 testing numbers show in Henrico County, and how one Henrico choral group is celebrating its 25th anniversary. All that and more coming up on today's Henrico News Minute for Monday, May 18th, 2020. It's brought to you today by the Henrico Economic Development Authority.
And now for the news.
The Henrico School Board Thursday formally adopted its reduced fiscal year 2021 budget, a $642.3 million overall plan that includes a $509.9 million general fund budget. The latter fund is $23.5 million less than what school officials thought they'd be receiving from the Board of Supervisors just 2 months ago prior to the onset of the pandemic. The overall budget is part of Henrico's $1.3 billion fiscal year plan, which is about $99 million less than originally anticipated. Trimming the school system's general fund meant eliminating virtually all new initiatives that had been planned in the initial budget the school board had approved earlier in the year, including the creation of 40 new positions for school counselors and 15 new spots for reading specialists, among others. The budget will include a hiring freeze that will affect a number of vacant positions, the elimination of certain stipends for staff members who perform a variety of extra duties at their schools, reductions to or elimination of various training and travel plans for staffers, new textbook purchases, discretionary spending for departments and schools, and some extracurricular activities. Now, the cuts to those activities will not impact sports, music, or club activities. Rather, they relate to in-school activities that take place beyond the normal hours of staff members. The hiring freeze will not apply to classroom teacher and many other instructional positions, and central office administrative positions that are open or become open will be evaluated on a case-by-case basis, according to Chris Sorensen, the Chief Financial Officer for Henrico Schools. You can read more about this story today on henricocitizen.com. Henrico's COVID-19 case count is up to 1,272 people. The county has now tested 7,527 people in total. That is fifth most among state localities. Since Friday's numbers were announced by the Virginia Department of Health, 675 people have been tested and 74 of them were positive. That's about an 11% positive rate. The county's 7-day moving average of positive test results has hovered between about 10 and 15% each day since April 28th. During the past week, an average of about 200 people per day have been tested in Henrico County. The Henrico Health District will conduct free COVID-19 testing at Tuckahoe Middle School on Thursday, May 21st. Testing is only for those who are uninsured or underinsured, ages 5 or older, who have symptoms of the virus, as well as those who are pregnant, are 65 or older, have underlying medical conditions that put them at risk, or those who are immunocompromised. Testing will be conducted by appointment to facilitate safety and social distancing. Walk-up testing is available to those who meet the testing criteria but is not guaranteed as a result of limited availability. To register, call the Henrico Health District hotline at 205-3501. The site is expected to become a weekly testing site for the foreseeable future, according to Henrico County Schools Chief of Staff Beth Tigan, who told the school board that on Thursday. Now, health officials have not yet released additional information about those plans. Well, this is the 25th anniversary year of a local choral group, and although the pandemic has wreaked havoc with its plans to celebrate, its members are finding ways to keep going anyway. The Henrico Pops Chorus was formed back in 1995 by founder and director Bobby Moore, who still leads the group today. On henricocitizen.com, our Patty Krzeski takes an in-depth look at the group and how it's been coping with the pandemic, as well as reflections from its longtime members. The Virginia Press Association has put its Henrico headquarters on the market. VPA, which since 1881 has advocated for newspapers, magazines, and a free press in the state, recently listed for sale the 12,780 square foot office building it built nearly 2 decades ago and the 3 acres on which it sits at 11529 Knuckles Road in Glen Allen. The organization intends to rent space in the same area or in nearby Innsbruck once it has sold the building, according to VPA President Betsy Edwards. The building and site were assessed for a total of $1.625 million in January, about $300,000 more than their combined assessment in September 2002, a little more than a year after construction of the building was completed. Well, 3 Henrico nonprofits were among the 21 Virginia organizations to receive approximately $107,000 in literacy grants. The Henrico groups were the Partnership for Families Foundation, Reading and Education for Adult Development, and Commonwealth Catholic Charities. The grants were part of Dollar General Literacy Foundation's largest one-day grant announcement, which supports summer family and adult literacy programs. In total, the foundation awarded more than $8.6 million to about 970 nonprofit groups, libraries, and schools nationwide. Well, if you haven't checked out our newest podcast yet, Monday Moms, be sure to take a listen. On this week's episode, our own Tara Gray spotlights 2 local nonprofits. She's joined by Feedmore's Director of Supply Chain Operations, Annie Andrews, and Reestablish Richmond's Executive Director, Kate Ayers, for discussions about both organizations and how they are working to help residents of Metro Richmond. You can listen to the episode by visiting buzzsprout.com/899899 or just telling your smart speaker to play Monday Moms podcast. GRTC officials last week announced the organization's 5th positive COVID-19 case. It occurred in a bus driver who had potential contact on May 7th with an earlier employee who had been diagnosed and who is still hospitalized with the virus. The newest employee diagnosed was put on paid sick leave May 8th, was confirmed positive with the virus on May 13th, and has been experiencing mild symptoms, according to company officials. 2 of the other 5 employees with the virus are out on paid sick leave, and the first to have been diagnosed has recovered and is back at work. Today's Henrico News Minute has been brought to you by the Henrico County Economic Development Authority, which is hosting a restaurant and retail reopening town hall tomorrow online. It's happening at 2 p.m. and is designed to help businesses that are preparing to reopen. To register, visit tinyurl.com/Henrico Reopening.